Number 1 is asking us to find the transformations, the domain range, and inflection points of this function. Now, most people got most of this correct. And they would have gotten it all correct if there hadn't been a b value here.
Oh.
Now, what about there being a b value makes this tricky?
It's a y.
Which one? You have to do something.
It's right by the x. Is that correct or wrong? Wrong. What needs to be between the b and the x? A parenthesis. Right? Because if we think about our transformation function, f of x equals a parenthesis b parenthesis x minus h parenthesis cubed plus k. Notice the b is outside of the x and the h.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
So if the b is not outside, it means that we don't have our true movement left and right.
Oh.
So the b not being outside means that this movement to the right is not 4. So we need to pull the b out. Pull the 3 out. So this becomes 1/2 parenthesis 3 parenthesis x minus 4 thirds. Right? You're dividing a 3 out. So this means we move right how much?
4/3.
So this is a horizontal translation right 4/3. What other transformation should have been here? What does the 1/2 do? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a vertical compression by how much?
Five.
1/2. Then what does the 3 do?
Ups.
Down. Makes it bigger by 3.
Vertical.
Hold on.
Horizontal.
Remember, inside the parentheses is always horizontal.
Compression by 3.
Yes, it's a compression, right?
By
Remember,
1/3.
inside our parentheses is always backwards. So it's 3, it's bigger than 1. So it's a horizontal
Stretch. No, compression.
compression. It's backwards from vertical. Horizontal compression by, and we say by the reciprocal. So what's the reciprocal of 3? Flip it. 1/3. So what did I just say, Colby? What was that last one?
What?
What was that last one?
Vertical.
No. I erased it. So I thought that placing you next to your friend would maybe
Are you still on the
help you. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm still in the first one.
So you're on the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, cool. Nice. So,
You could have saved yourself.
no, I'm alright. Okay, we're talking.
You're definitely going to get moved now. You know that, right?
Okay. Can we
Okay. Jesus. The nerve today. So 3 is a horizontal compression by 1/3. And then what does the 6 do?
They were fractions.
Yeah.
They weren't whole numbers.
No.
Dude, I did whole numbers. I thought I was like the smartest person alive. I was like, wow, I remembered this, and then it was fractions.
Because remember, inside the parentheses is opposite. It's always opposite. So it's a horizontal compression because it's opposite. And we say by the reciprocal of 3, which is 1/3.
I know horizontal and like vertical and compression and all that. I just didn't know we had to do fractions.
Right. When it's on the inside of the parentheses, always the reciprocal. It's 3/1 technically. You flip it. It becomes 1/3. Then what does the 6 do?
It goes up.
It goes down. Or
Horizontal.
6.
Oh, not horizontal. What am I doing? Vertical translation up 6. Thank you. Now, what is the domain? This is a what type of function?
Polynomial?
Yeah, and specifically a cubic. Cubic functions always have what?
3.
Always have
That's always the answer.
for cubics. Always. All real numbers. Yes, Vinny. All real numbers. Thank you. Thank you for not checking out because we have a minute left till lunch.
I have to go. I didn't do it home. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. On this number 1 warm up, what was the inflection point on number 1? What determines the inflection point? H and K, good. So in this problem, after we took out the B, what is our H? Right, which we know it's the backward sign, so where is our X value actually? Not a negative 4/3, but good. And then what's our K value? Wonderful, that's our inflection point. That's like, if I was looking at this cubic, if I had my X and Y, my inflection point is up 6. It is where the cubic kind of changes direction, where it squiggles, remember? That's our inflection point right there. It's at 4/3, 6. Any questions on this number 1? I want to like just shut this door. All right, and then most of us got number 2 right. Does anyone need me to go over number 2? Or raise your hand if you don't want me to go over it. If you don't want me to go over it, raise your hand. Okay, some people are not raising their hand. I guess I can go over it quick. All right, we're asked to factor here.